Always the most music for your morning and your work day with Key 103. I'm Dina Carole. Coming up on 9:12, the current temperature is 50. A little foggy still, some rain on and off today, going up about 55. Exciting to have a guest in the studio, very special guest with Frederick Magazine. One of the heartbeats of this place that we call home, Frederick. Editor-in-Chief, welcome, Mr. Guy Fletcher. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for having me here today.
Well, this is kind of special for me, too, I'm not going to lie. So there's this little thing called Best of Frederick that the magazine does. And exciting because I never win anything. Truth be told, I actually did win one thing, and I was in high school, and it was a loaf of bread. And you would have thought that I won $1 million because I was jumping up and down. They rang the bell. You're the 100th customer. And I was like, what did I win? And it was a loaf of bread. And it was so exciting. This is so much better than a loaf of bread, Guy.
I hope this is better for you than a loaf of bread. And I'm happy to give you the Best of Frederick for Best Radio Personality for the past year.
Yay!
And here's our plaque. It has the cover of the magazine from February in it. And you can hang this wherever you feel appropriate.
This is awesome. So we are Facebook Live right now at Key 103. So if you would like to join in the fun, we'll be recording and just having fun. We'll do a little interview, impromptu afterwards, if Guy would indulge me.
Sure.
So this is great. So I so appreciate this. It's humbling. It is so humbling. I thank you.
Well, it's a result of our readers. It's not me. People come to me all the time and say, "How come I didn't give you a Best of Frederick?" And I say, "It's not my decision." And that's something I'll get both criticism and praise for. I say, "Well, how come I couldn't get one?" I say, "It's not me. It's a voting. It's a poll, and we do the poll every fall. It takes about 2 months. We do it online." And as a result of the poll, you won.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about Best of Frederick and how long this has been going on at Frederick Magazine.
More than 3 decades, probably 30-some years.
Okay.
The magazine itself is 40 years old.
Is that right?
Yeah. We're about to celebrate our 40th birthday next year, which we're really excited about.
Yeah, just like us, right?
Yeah, just like me. I'm planning my 40th year.
Same.
And I've been with the magazine for about 16 years as editor-in-chief. And it's funny, when I got there in 2008, they said the one thing you cannot touch is Best of Frederick. So that's been a staple in the magazine since probably the 1990s, the early 90s. So we're really looking forward to next year, though, because next year will be a big year for the magazine, celebrating its 40th anniversary birthday here in Frederick County, and we just love doing what we do.
So can you tell us a little bit about what you have planned, like any sort of spoilers?
It's going to be, we're probably going to, the official...
We're friends, right, Guy?
Yeah,
you can tell me.
The official anniversary, I believe, is in June of next year.
Okay.
So it's still about a year and a half, almost a year and a half off. So we're really early planning stages. But I hope that it is both something that celebrates not just the magazine, but also the community.
Oh, that is so important.
Because the one thing we've always taken pride in is being a community magazine that celebrates everything that goes on in Frederick County. So
absolutely.
That's what we're excited about.
Yeah, and excited to, first of all, thank you for doing this for me. It's really humbling. You also chose Key 103 as the radio station that's your favorite. So again, thank you so much for doing that. Tell us a little bit about your personal self, Guy. How did you get involved with the magazine? Oh,
I've always been a writer, editor. I've been involved in communications since I've gotten out of college. It was like 1988. I was a newspaper reporter for 10 years.
Oh, right.
I worked for the Herald Mail in Hagerstown for 10 years.
Okay.
And then I came over the mountain. I still worked in Hagerstown. I worked in corporate communications for what used to be Allegheny Power for almost a decade. And then my third career was becoming a magazine editor around 2008. I was also doing some freelance writing in that time. They were looking for a new editor for the magazine, and it was just one of those weird things that came together. And little did I know that 16 years later I'd still be doing this.
That's awesome. What is your favorite thing about what's featured in the magazine?
Oh, the favorite thing that's featured in the magazine is anytime there's great writing, and then there's a story that really the writer really put their shoulder into, or we put a lot of work into sort of the design of the magazine. I love when something all comes together: photography, design, the writing. But me personally, I take a lot of pride in editing the magazine. I love it when a writer gets back to me and says, "Oh, you made this so much better," that kind of thing. Aww. I get a lot of satisfaction. The nice thing about working at a radio station, you get that daily satisfaction. For me, it's once a month. I get to see the product come out.
Yes.
If it's good or whatever, if there's problems we have to fix, we'll do it. and then we move on. So it's kind of a cool thing to get that sort of instant gratification in your job every day. So that's why I enjoy it so much.
Yeah, Frederick Magazine. It's how can we get an edition of this? Where can we purchase this?
Retail location stores, grocery stores all throughout the area. We also sell them in our office in downtown Frederick. People can contact us there. We're in the Eveready Square building, third floor of the Eveready Square building. They can come by if they need a copy as well.
Awesome.
And but I also always tell people the best way to get the magazine is subscribe. It's much less expensive.
Oh, is that
and
right?
it gets sent right to your house right around the 1st or 2nd of every month.
And how do we do that?
You can go online at www.fredmag.com, Frederick Magazine, and just go and you can sign up for your subscription there, and it will get mailed every month to your house. We have people who sign up for subscriptions at like events like in the street, and they come to our booth and they do it every year, and we always tell them you're buying a year for you're basically getting a year subscription, what would be like 3 magazines on the newsstand. So
nice.
So please get a subscription. It's the easiest way to do it. Plus it gets sent right to your house.
Awesome. Frederick Magazine, thank you so much. Guy Fletcher, Editor-in-Chief. One parting question for you. Your favorite Key 103 artist?
I'm going to be very political here and pick my wife's favorite artist. I'm going to say Ed Sheeran.
Smart man, smart man. Key 103, we'll see if we can get some Ed Sheeran on. Stick around. We'll be Facebook Live for the interview after the interview. Key 103. All right, so give it to us.
Was that okay?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay.
So give us the real dirt, the real skinny on what is going on with the magazine. How are you expanding? What differences? I understand.
Oh my gosh! Okay, we just redesigned.
Right?
Well, we redesigned the actual print magazine in January. That was that was fun. That was something I wanted to do before COVID came, and I had in my head how I wanted to redo the magazine.
Okay.
Well, COVID came, and I felt like everything was so disrupted, people couldn't handle something else being disrupted, so I held it off.
Okay.
And then like around, I'd say the middle of last year, my assistant editor, Nancy Luce, came to me and said, when are you ever going to do that redesign? And I said, you know what, you're right, Nancy, I'm going to do it right now.
Okay.
So we jumped in, and it took us literally 6 months. Now, granted, during that time, we still had to keep putting out a regular magazine.
Right.
But during that time, what we did was we basically took a look at the whole magazine, what we wanted to keep, what we wanted to get rid of, what we wanted to make more prominent.
So you did your job as an editor.
Yeah, and we shuffled the deck. Maybe this doesn't belong on page 14. Maybe it belongs on page 44. Nice. Or maybe it doesn't belong in there at all.
Well, I have to tell you, me looking at it now, it actually makes more sense to me. Like, I come from
brought a copy.
Right? Well, I come from we have one out there.
Okay, good.
We come from like I come from a traffic background, and so roads and maps are really important to me. It like speaks my language, and I feel like the map of the magazine is way easier.
That was a big part of it.
Yeah.
The big part of it was putting the content in logical areas that would make more sense for people to read it. I was a little concerned because we have some readers who have been with the magazine for 30, 40 years.
Don't like change.
Well, yeah, but people instinctively don't like change, right? So I was a little concerned that we were going to disrupt it too much, but most of the feedback about it is pretty positive.
Okay.
It's interesting. There were some things we did that I was kind of worried. Like we moved the calendar of events. We put that in the back of the magazine. We shuffled some stories around. We made a lot of stories shorter. Okay. But we made more of them now. So instead of having, let's say, 3 or 4, we now have 8 or 9, which is good. We have more content. Sure. Instead of having a 1,000-word story, we have a 600-word story.
Right.
So we're doing a lot of different things like that. So when I look at the magazine now, it's 96 pages. I really want it one day to get bigger again because pre-COVID, I think we were up to 128.
Okay. So, what's your magic number for length?
I like 112. We do increments of 16 because that's how it's printed. Okay. So I would like to get to 112 because I think that gives me the flexibility to do the kind of things right now because right now it's really tight. So I'll get people all the time who call say, can I get this in the magazine? I'm like, I don't know, it's going to be really tight.
What would you like to lose?
Well, exactly. Well, that's what I tell them. Well, what's your choice? What do you want to get rid of? So I'd like to get up bigger so we have the flexibility to do more kind of things inside. But when I look at the magazine now and I flip through 96 pages, I'm really proud because I see tons of content. I see content. It's
not just ad after ad. And you need those.
Well, it's not just one story that's taking up the whole thing.
Right.
And then we did some things that have been very unorthodox for Frederick Magazine. We used to have, the middle of the magazine used to be all our long feature stories. We split those up now. We put one in one place in the magazine, we put one in the other place.
Right.
So we've done some sort of things that have been really sort of off the wall for us.
Right.
Again, knowing that our readers, there's a section of our readers who probably don't want change, but it's worked out really well. I'm very proud of it. Of all the things we've done in the 16 years I've been at the magazine, I'm the most proud of that.
Nice.
Because I always said, I'm 60 years old. I'm not 40. I'm 60 years old. I'll be 60 this year. I'm 59. But I always said, if retirement's on the horizon, if I do one thing before I go, it's doing this, and I'm very proud of that.
Well, it's wonderful, and you can get yours at fredmag.com. You can sign up to get a subscription, because what we talked about on the air, and you probably heard this, but just to reiterate, it's way more cost effective, and you know how I love a bargain.
And it gets sent to your house.
And it gets sent to your house.
So
absolutely,
easy.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I tried to coordinate my outfit because I was like, oh, it's got the greens and the oranges, and so I want to make sure that I'm vibing with that. Steve,
green.
You've got to get my pants because that's where
Those
the magic happens, right?
Those are styling.
I'm Dina Carole with Guy Fletcher from Frederick Magazine. You have an amazing day. Thank you so much for choosing me. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your every single day as you go to and from in the morning from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Bye for now.